My name is Tim McEwen. I'm a cartoonist and an educator. At the moment, I teach animation students how to draw, how to design characters, how to use perspective, create a three-dimensional environment, that kind of thing. I helped create the Comic Arts Awards of Australia, which we called it the Ledger Awards, named after Peter Ledger, who was a comic book artist in the 70s and 80s. But I also work in film and animation myself. I've done storyboards for a few motion pictures. I've worked in the art departments of a few animated pictures as well, so Happy Feet 2, the Lincoln Hill movie, Wolf Creek 2. But I'm also a cartoonist myself, so I work on a comic for Greener Pastures, which I've worked on off and on for like 20-something years. We're doing a big push for that in 2023 to try to bring it up to date rather than what it was doing in the 90s, looking at the characters who then were quite young now to see what they're like in their age. I work with a writer, Michael Michaelandos, and he was at the University of New South Wales, who offered him space in their weekly paper for a comic strip. And I was really the only comic book artist that he knew. Back in the day, it was hard to make those networks and their connections. And we met each other at a comic convention, one of the very few back then. There was one like at the Sydney Opera House. So when he had this opportunity, he rang me and he said, you know, do you want to draw the comic? And I said, yeah, what's the comic? And he said, I don't know. I went on a farm stay holiday, right? So a holiday where you stay on a farm, and a farmer came one morning and said, I'll take you for a four-wheel drive around the property. So we were driving through the paddocks where the cattle are, and they were all just lying around doing nothing. And I said, what do they do all day? I said to the farmer, what do they do all day? And he said, well, see the tree over there where they're all lying underneath? Yeah, right? Well, they were doing that under that tree this morning. And that's about it, right? So, and it was during the four-wheel drive ride that the first, whatever it is, 6 pages of the comic actually came to me, where the bull spontaneously stands on his hind legs, walks to the farmhouse, knocks on the door and says, I'm bored, there must be something else to life than this. And I gave that idea to Michael. I said, how about this? And he went, oh, that sounds pretty good. So much of the fan mail we got was articulating the fact that readers were picking it up because it wasn't Spider-Man set in New York. It was Trevor Bova set in Sydney, Australia. What Australian cultural influences are there? It's just the life of Australia is in there. So we're not trying to be overly ochre. We're not trying to put the Opera House or the Sydney Harbour Bridge in the background of every shot. Yes, it takes place at New South Wales University, but that's just a setting for the story. It's not like we're trying to have a scene specifically take place at Circular Quay so that we get these cultural references in the background. The scenes take place where they take place. So you need to do the work and then you need to get it in front of people's eyeballs if you want to make a living out of it. If you just want to do it for yourself, then that's fine. But if you want to make a living out of it, it needs to be in front of people's eyeballs. And if you can't find an avenue for that, if no one's doing anything that you can feed yourself into, then you make one yourself, right? If you want to work in film and you don't know anyone who is making film and needs you to direct or assistant direct or art direct or whatever, you can make your own film, right? And you bring in the other people. If you want to make a comic like we did, we publish it ourselves and always have. You don't try to find another, or if you can't find another publisher, or if there are no other publishers, then you publish it yourself and you go to zine fairs and conventions like this and you try to sell it. If you're a photographer, take photos, find the local community gallery, say, can I have an exhibition? How much does it cost? Like, is it free? Do you want a percentage of what I sell? What if I sell nothing? All of that kind of stuff. And in today's digital age, you're on Instagram, or you make yourself a YouTube channel, or do short videos, short animations for TikTok or whatever. There are so few gatekeepers now, which is double-edged sword. It means you can put yourself on YouTube and it's there, but there's no gatekeeper to say, hey, people, come and look at this. Make the work, put it in front of people's eyeballs. If you can't find an opportunity to put it in front of people's eyeballs, make the opportunities. It's a simple 4-step process.